Okay guys, so 4 times 5k day it is today. I've come to my country eastern loop here, undulating loop, and I'm pretty tired. Like I keep saying, you know what, if you don't have kids and you're watching this, get those PBs in now. Once you have kids, it's the most amazing thing, but you're definitely handicapped. Little ones woke up about 3 or 4 times last night, and broken sleep, you know, with 200k weeks just sort of kills you a little bit. Also woke up with a little bit of a scratchy throat, but you know what, it's the parent life, and you become used to that when you have kids in nursery. So we power on. Basically today's about 3 weeks to go until London, so a crucial long run session. And today is all about getting the effort right. You know, I'm not going to hit marathon pace much on this loop. We basically go down quite a bit, up quite a bit. At the end of this run, there'll probably be about just over 400 meters elevation gain. To give you an idea of London, that's probably at least 3 times more than London Marathon. But it's all about, you know, getting tough. And I think, like within marathon training, it's always good to replicate some of the race route, to try and do that route, similar gradients, and then some like tough hilly routes, because that just makes you stronger. So yeah, today's sort of pace wise at London Marathon, I'm targeting like around 317 a k or so, to run that magical 218 or PB. Today will probably be around 10 seconds a k slower. But effort wise, for the first sort of 2 reps is probably about just off marathon pace. For the 3rd rep is about on marathon pace, and then the last rep a little bit more than marathon pace or marathon effort, let's say. So yeah, today's all about practicing fueling as well. Obviously I know what works for me, but your body adjusts over time, so it's good to just remind the body. At London I don't have an elite entry, so I don't have the luxury of bottles en route like I have had in the past. So yeah, gels it's going to be, and I'm going to practice to see that works for me. I'll speak through my fueling later. I don't want the lapse time to run over too much, so let me get cracking. I've got Amie on the bike today, so it's nice to have a bit of company, and follow along. Let's go. 3, 2, 1, let's go. What a day for it.
Beautiful.
Okay, so the first 2 reps for today's session is almost simulating how I plan to mentally feel on London Marathon race day. I love going through the motions and training that come race day, you're as prepared as possible for it. It's close, I can feel it in the air, and whatever we put in these sessions, we're going to thank ourselves for come race day. So the first 2 reps is almost like the first half of the marathon. Switch the brain off as much as possible and conserve as much energy, getting to the goal half marathon time of around 69:00 to 69:20. With as much energy and feeling as good as possible. Basically, from the halfway mark in the marathon, that's when the race starts. So I plan to hopefully be in bigger groups at that stage of the race. London can get a little bit windy. The wind filters through the big tunnels and through the big buildings and stuff like that. And it's all about, you know, tucking in where you can, and then also, you know, doing your bit of work in front, and all work together to mutually benefit and get the best possible time.
Okay, so first rep down. Tick, boys, nice to tick off that first one. It actually went pretty well. You know, you've got that adrenaline, that buzz. I'm gonna say it worked at about 8 out of 10. Happy with the splits, but yeah, it's not the first one that counts, it's the last few, so it's progressively gonna get tougher. Into rep number 2, we go. Let's go.
So this is how I'm planning on fueling for London Marathon. I don't have an elite entry for London Marathon this time, which means I need to be self-sufficient and carry my gels in my little gel belt with me this race. In previous races, in my last few marathon full stands, I've been able to have the luxury of having bottles every 5k, but that's not the case this time, and I'm excited because that's how 99% of people run these marathons, and this is exactly how I'm planning on fueling on race day. When running a marathon, I recommend getting anywhere between 60 to 100 grams of carbs per hour. I'm planning on sipping away at my Beta Fuel drink mix, which is my drink mix of choice on the way to the start, all the way up until that gun goes. There's 80 grams of carbs in there. And just before the gun goes, I plan on having two things. The first of which is the Beta Fuel Energy Chews. So those are solids. There's 45 grams of carbs in there. And just before the start, a shot of Ketone IQ as an additional energy source, and it's good for the brain too. It works really well for me. And then the 4 gels that I have with me are the Beta Fuel gels. There's 40 grams of carbs in each one, and I'm planning on taking this spaced out throughout the race. So the first one at the 8 kilometer mark, then 16, then 24, and then 32. There has been loads of people that have reached out that said that they can hand me drinks en route, all helping towards the cause. But at the same time, London Marathon is crazy. There's over 500,000 supporters. There's literally a boom shakalaka every 5 seconds, and I don't want to have to depend on anyone to take a bottle, because I've had it in the past where I've actually wanted to meet someone that was dressed in full-on team kits at a certain point, and it's just so crazy that sometimes you just can't see those people at those points. So I just want to sort of take the stress of that away. I don't want to have to rely on grabbing bottles from anyone in case I miss it, because it must mess with the mind. So this one's completely self-sufficient. Apart from the fuel that I mentioned, I'm going to get regular hydration throughout. So at the water points, maybe have 1 or 2 little sips, and then I know there's Lucozade en route as well. So I'll keep practicing taking this in, and might take a little bit of this in the second half of the race especially.
Boom. Second rep in the bag. Oh, that was significantly harder. Okay, so that rep was harder for sure. I'm gonna say 8.5 to 9 out of 10. We're halfway. So much about this is just being positive. Visioning London Marathon. Can I hold this together? We shall see. Helps having you with me, that's for sure. 3, 2, 1. Number 3, let's go. Come on, you can.
Then into the third 5k set. This is pretty much the business part of the race. It starts over here. We've passed Tower Bridge, we've passed the halfway mark, and this is where the going gets tough and the tough gets going. There's a few sneaky turns, bumps and bends at London Marathon that have got me in the past. I'm really hoping this hilly undulating country loop will make me tougher and stronger for those come race day.
down. Oh, it's getting hard. Okay, the last rep. Come on, this is where I envision the last bit of London Marathon. Coming out of Blackfriars, along the embankment towards Big Ben. Okay, last rep was 9 to 9.5 out of 10 difficulty. Last one. This is where the magic's made. Come on, London, putting in the work. Let's go.
Finally, into the last 5Ks we go. This is where the magic has happened. This is what we train for. This is where we fully empty that tank. So pretty much in this stage of the race, you come out of Blackfriars Bridge. It's a little bump, but it seems like a massive hill at that stage. And then you go along the embankments, just swarms and swarms and heaps of people. It doesn't help that you can see Big Ben in the distance, which is pretty much a mile from when you start on the embankment, but it seems like ages away when you can see it's ahead. But yeah, there always seems to be a little bit of a headwind here, so just being mindful of that and really trying to hold that form, get to Big Ben, because once you get there you can almost fully empty the tank. From that stage it's pretty much just over a kilometer to go. I've got the Best Athletic Supporters point on the right hand side. They're going to get me through there, and then you basically take a sharp left along St James's Park towards Buckingham Palace. This is about 800 meters to go. Signs then come up with about 600, 400. You take a right bend past Buckingham Palace with 200 meters to go, and it just feels like you're running forever, and that finish just ain't getting closer. But we know whatever we put in those moments right there, we'll thank ourselves for it afterwards. Hopefully it's not going to come down to a matter of seconds, but it tends to have happened in the past with my running. The margins are so tight, and let's just hope this race we fall on the right side of the seconds if everything goes according to plan.
Do it.
Boom, shakalaka, guys. Fist pump, boom. Oh my days, you're probably wondering why am I so excited? My eyes are burning from the sweat. Well, I'm so excited about, it's just a training run, but honestly, for me, training runs are sometimes harder than race day. It's just you and the country roads, your thoughts, and race day you've got adrenaline buzz. Yes, you'll push your heart rate a bit higher, but the magic is made in training, guys. And you know what, how I was able to finally break 220 because of this hilly loop, the heels, they just make you so much stronger. So I can't ask for much more today. Effort was right up there, probably started about 8 out of 10, finished close to 10 out of 10. 3 weeks out from London, I wouldn't do this session on a hilly route any closer to to race day, because yeah, with 21, 23 days out, it could stay in the legs. So next week's going to be a faster, speedy one at Battersea, because obviously that leg speed does count. And yeah, today, like I said in the video, it's just about visualizing London, how the race is going to go, different scenarios that pop up. So come race day, you're equipped for it. And I'm buzzing, guys. I'm buzzing. It's going to be tough. It's going to be harder than tough, I have no doubt. But you know, we're just giving ourselves the best chance and absolutely loving it. I mean, how can you not? What a day. I don't have altitude here in Winchester, but I do have hills and I do have a heat like today. I think the highest 22. Today, at the moment, it's probably like 17 or so. So yeah, warm, sweaty. Please, London, be a bit cooler. And like I often say, I'm a bigger boy. You know, I weigh 75 kilograms compared to those I compete against, which are 55 to maybe 60, 65. So it's like running with a giant rucksack on your back. So these hilly routes are even harder for me than, you know, those guys that are built like pins, which is why I need to get them in, make me tougher. And shoe choice today, I went with the Prime X Strung 2. As you can see, a 50mm drop. So yeah, massively high off the ground. I'm not allowed to race in the shoe. It's illegal for me to race in the shoe for elites and sub-elites. But basically, it's the perfect training shoe for a loop like this, because it just protects my calf, soleus, Achilles area with that much cushioning. It's a little bit heavier than either the Pro 4 or the Pro Evo that I'm going to race in, and probably not as fast, but perfect for training, and I try and run in them once a week. Okay, let's get this cool down in, go for breakfast, another one in the bank, catch you for the next one. Boom shakalaka, let's go.